Hey everyone, my name is Lindsay, and today I'm going to be filming a book review on the book The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I read this book last week, I think, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. If you haven't read this book yet, you need to. It is about a girl named Star, and she lives in a neighborhood called Garden Heights, and it's not the best neighborhood. There's a lot of violence, and there's gangs and just stuff like that. She is in the car with one of her childhood best friends when he is shot and killed by a white police officer, and they are African American. So this book really just follows the aftermath of all of her best friend being shot, and what the community goes through and what she goes through. And it's honestly very eye-opening because I feel like I learned a lot in this book, and I honestly feel like it kind of changed me as a person and just opened my eyes up a lot. Obviously, I'm just gonna say, I've never been a racist person. I don't think that's right. I've never thought it was right. And this book is that's really what this is about. It is very deep and it's very touching, and I literally cried so many times in this book. It was beautiful, honestly. It is going to become a movie this year, so pick it up and read it. I just feel like so many people need to read this book because it's so important in today's society, and with all of the things going on in our country about the police brutality and about race and about equality. There's just so much going on, and I feel like this book so perfectly captures it, and it really shows you the point of view that not many people hear from, not many people care to listen to. And I just feel like it's so important, and I feel like everyone needs to own this book and put it on their bookshelf because that's how important it is. I feel like I will forever hold this book on my bookshelf. It's that good. When I read this book, I literally sat and thought about it for a while after I finished it, but even days after, I kept thinking about the characters and the story in the book. And that really shows when a book is powerful and has a lot of meaning, is when it sticks with you for more than just right after, for days. And I feel like this book isn't just going to stay with me for days. I feel like it's going to stay with me forever, for a very long time. And that's awesome to me. It really takes it takes their point of view, the people that have gone through this or have witnessed it or know people that have witnessed it. It takes their point of view in a great way. It turns it into a work of fiction, but it's so realistic that it doesn't feel like it's fiction. You could see that this was true. And it is very realistic to what has happened in our country. And so I think that's just another really big reason why people need to read it so much, is to just step out of their bubble and to read other things from different points of views, because I know people that aren't the best people, and they think that they're better than everyone else, and it's not true at all. And I just feel like this is so important, and it was so beautiful. It was so beautifully written, and it was a fast read. I just kept wanting to read it. I kept wanting to know what was happening with the case. And I just really, really feel like everyone needs to read it. I don't know what else to say except for the fact that it's so important and everyone needs to read it. I understand why it was so hyped up last year. I understand why it's becoming a movie, because it's such an important subject that I feel like a lot of people want to just sweep under the rug and forget that it ever happened, forget that it was ever an issue, but it's always an issue. It's still an issue today, which is very sad, but it is. And everyone is kind of working towards making it not an issue, and I think this was a great step because it was a way for people to dive into this world. And it's important. It's a very important book. If you haven't read it yet, please pick it up. She's coming out with another book this year called On the Come Up, and it takes place in the same neighborhood, but I don't know if the characters are at all connected. I know it follows a different character, but I don't know if they were ever friends or cousins or whatever. But that book is going to be about, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but a character growing up in the same neighborhood as Star, and she or he gets whatever, like everything they've ever wanted, and I think they're like a rapper or something. It's something with music, and I think that I just hit my desk. I think that is going to be an amazing book as well. I can't wait to read it. It comes out this year. I'm not sure exactly when. I just know it's this year. And yeah, so I think if you guys haven't read this yet, please pick it up. Please read it. Definitely a 5 out of 5 star read. I totally understand why so many people loved it. I understand why it got this award. I understand everything now, and I truly, it's just such an important read, and if you haven't read it yet, please go pick it up. So that's how I feel about The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I didn't want to say too much about it. I don't ever want to give anything away for people, so I just try to say like not too much. And as you guys can tell from my review, I clearly loved it so much. I clearly have very strong feelings about it and feel that it's very, very important. And I think when you read the book, you'll feel the exact same way as I do. And I mean, that's really all I can say. I can't recommend this book enough. Like, it's so good. And if my review isn't good enough, like, I'm sure there's plenty of reviews all over the internet. So please, please, please go check those out. Please pick up this book. It's so important. And that's really all I have to say about The Hate U Give, because I feel like I just said a bunch of word vomit and all I talked about was how great it was. But that's really how I feel. It was so powerful and moving, and I loved it. So go pick up this book. You will not regret it. It's amazing. And I hope you guys have I don't know what I was saying. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. That's really all I have. So have a good day, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.